I want to share with you the biggest missing piece in your manifestation right now. And this is so huge, so uninformed. And I wish I knew about this way before, and I wouldn't have wasted time trying 8 different strategies and each one of them falling flat. And when I did this, I turned my annual income into monthly income. I started manifesting dream clients. I manifested my other consulting business, signed $1 million partnerships, and so many things. I manifested 20-room house. It's just there is no limit. And this biggest misconception is that we don't manifest our mood. We don't manifest being high vibe. So a lot of times people say, just send me good vibes. Just feel good. And we are so focused on feeling good. Now, when you are feeling good, you will attract all the things to feel good about. But it doesn't mean you will attract money. Because for money, you want to have a wealth consciousness. So wealth consciousness is a identity, is a version of you who knows that there is infinite supply of money, and money is always going to be there, and there is always money, and there is more than enough, and they are a match for money. What they do have so much demand. They are incredibly good at their work. People love paying them. They attract money all the time, even when they're sleeping. And this is very, very different from just being happy, right? So if being happy and being high vibe made people rich, all the happy people will be millionaires and all the sad people will be broke. But we know a lot of people who are very, very wealthy. They have committed suicide. They have been so depressed in their life, right? So we need to really understand that there is a thing which is your temperamental mood, which means that how you're feeling at any point in time. And let's think of this way, like if you just open your drawer and your finger and you're just closing it and your finger gets stuck in the drawer and it really hurts, right? You're not going to be happy. And if you're not happy because of that incident, would you lose money? No. So being happy is very important for your happiness, not for money. Being happy is a choice that you can make any given time, and you don't need money for that. And money is not going to make you more happy or more sad. Money is just going to make your life easier in terms of giving you more options, more flexibility. If you want to hire somebody to do your work, if you want to hire somebody for the house, if you want to have a better car. So money is very, very different. And there has been so many times in my life and many other people's lives and my clients' lives when they were literally very sad in their personal life. They were grieving for things. They had lost their loved ones and they still attracted so much money. So money doesn't care if you're happy or sad. Money is all about your wealth consciousness. But if you tie this thing to money that, okay, I'm feeling sad right now, I'm not feeling as good, so I'm not going to have money, then of course you are not creating a tangle where it's not needed. Right? So what we really want to understand is that there is a consciousness which is the wealth consciousness, and that when you operate with that, you always attract money. And one of the belief systems that I really help my clients embody is that I'm a walking, talking magnet to money. So no matter what I do, whatever I do, I breathe, I sleep, I open my eyes, I always generate money no matter what. It always comes to me. And as you start to doing these things, as you start to embody that version, your subconscious mind finds a way to translate that into reality. That means you will get those ideas. That means you will start attracting people who would love paying you. That means all of a sudden you will create a masterpiece which will sell like crazy, right? So all these things will happen when you start to see money differently. So wealth consciousness is also about having this peaceful feeling with money, having this reliable and trustworthy feeling with money that I know it's always there. It's always there for me. It always, even when I'm sad, when I'm having a very rough time in my life, when I'm struggling with other things, money is always there for me, right? It's like think of your best friend, right? Who you call and that person will turn up in the middle of the night to help you. That person will always be there. Like you wouldn't even question once that they will ditch you or they will not show up for you. That is wealth consciousness if you start to see money that way. And there are really, really powerful ways you can do that. You can build that wealth consciousness. So the first thing which I'd really recommend is when you're spending money, always tap into the feeling of having money. I have money. Because when you tap into the feeling of you have money, you start to build that trust and that feeling of calmness. And when you're spending, you're not focusing on lack or money leaving, you're focusing on the fact that you had money to spend in the first place. And money is responding to your frequency of when you're spending it. So when you are spending money and you're feeling the feeling of having an abundance, more money will come in your life. Right? The other thing you really want to pay attention to is, how do you feel when you check your bank account? Do you feel that thing in your tummy or in your heart, in your chest, like, my God, I feel, oh my God, I'm checking my bank account, like I don't want to see it, I'm so nervous, what if the money is less? All of those things. Pay attention and see, how are you feeling? What are you really thinking? Are you thinking lack? Can you look at your bank account and see, oh my God, there is money? Even if it's $1, there is money. It is there. And you really tap into the feeling of you have it. It's there. And if you're saying, okay, but I don't have as much as I need or as much as I would love, okay, but you have it. We start with the having. We cannot create abundance from lack. So we start with abundance and go on more abundance, right? I had a client of mine who wasn't happy with her current income, and she would love to earn more money. And I said to her that you are earning money now. If you really tap into that and you really focus on the fact that you have money right now, more will come. And within few weeks, her income completely shifted and she started having so much more money. Money stayed longer. So it is the perception that you give to money now. A lot of times people think that, okay, if I say I'll be abundant in the future and I'll feel abundant from the fact that I'll be abundant in the future, then it's never going to come in the now. So starting to see yourself abundant now with what you have is most important. Okay. The other thing is, you can start like exposing yourself to where a lot of money being circulated, where there is so much abundance. You find places around you where you can hang around. You can see money being circulated. There's so many people making transactions, because we are always told and shown, even in the news, that there is lack. There is lack of everything. There's lack of love, there's lack of money, there's lack of natural resources, there's lack of everything. And what we realize is that this is a lack that has been created artificially. So we have to really reprogram ourselves by exposing ourselves to the abundant places. So when my clients join my program, I say to them, once or at least like once every 2 days, or sometimes like 3-4 times a week, go to these places. Go there more often, go there regularly, go to rich neighborhoods, see people are having money and they're circulating money, right? And when you start to see people doing that, you realize they're not on pedestal, they're not like so much smarter, or they have not got anything special. They just have a wealth consciousness which you can develop. Right? The other thing is setting yourself a money frequency and operating from that place, thinking from that place, operating from that place all the time. So if I put a machine in your body and I connect it to your body right now, I can find out your dominant money frequency. I can find out your dominant frequency for relationships. I can find out your dominant frequency for so many things. So what you do is you start to say, okay, I would love to manifest this amount of money, and I'm going to write it in my goal card. I'm going to go with my goal card. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start thinking from that place. I'm going to start seeing my life from that place. I'm going to see myself living from that place. So you start to create an image of your life, where you're going to spend that money, how you're going to live your life, what kind of house would you live in, how I'm going to be spending my life, how I'm going to be living my days, where I'm going to allocate that money, how much would I put into savings, how much I'm going to put in buying my dream car or my dream home. So you start to really allocate that money. Okay, you start to really see yourself living with that money, and you start to also think of the ways it could come to you. That now the reason you're thinking of the ways it could come to you is because it could come to you in those ways. So it will help you believe that it's possible. But that doesn't mean that it's going to come to you in those ways. That just means you are telling your mind the possibilities. So you think, okay, if I have a business and I have these many clients paying me this much, okay, I can attract that money. If I sell this thing for this much, I can. So you start to create scenarios and play with those scenarios to nurture your belief. Again, be mindful not to attach yourself to that how, because it may not happen that way, and you might delay your manifestation just by attaching to the how. Okay? The most important thing, the final and the most important thing, is to become a version who is in your wealth consciousness. So a version of you who is a walking, talking magnet to money, who attract money all the time. They believe that their work and what they're doing in exchange for money is so important. There's a huge demand. They also believe that they are incredibly good at this. They also believe that people love paying them. They also see their value and charge what their really work is valuable, with the assumption that the work is valuable. They also are fully in their power, in their confidence to claim the money that they desire. They are adding huge value in people's lives with ease, because the things that comes really easy and natural to them, the things they love doing, they do that. They have found very effortless ways to create income. They love having passive income. So it's like putting those things in your identity and then embodying that identity with your emotions. So you decide what that identity is. You feel you feel yourself into that identity, and you grow in that identity through emotions. Emotions is the language of soul. That's where your deepest reprogramming embodiment happens. And then when you do that, you take action in alignment. So what would that version of you how would they sell if they believe that people love paying them? Would they sell, or would they be hesitant to sell? How would they sell if they knew that their work is so good? How would they show up? How would they charge their prices? Would they try to discount all the time? Or would they be like, I know my work is valuable. I know. If they truly believed that they are a walking, talking money magnet, would they not create passive income sources? If they believe they are paid to do, they're paid to sleep, they're paid to wake up, they're paid to breathe, they're paid to do everything, would they not have passive income, like they're constantly paid more in their sleep than they can spend when they're awake, right? So you start to say, if I really believe that, and you give yourself a week to really emotionalize the belief. But when you really believe that and you emotionalize the belief, it becomes knowing. When you are emotionalizing the belief and it becomes in your body, like you feel it, this is who you are, it's no more a belief, it's a knowing. What I know to be true about me. Who am I in my knowing? And then you take action to solidify that, to solidify the knowing. And that's when the action becomes so effortless. You attract the right people, all the things, the wisdom, whatever you need. Why? Because you have embodied, now you're on that frequency. So it's like you attract and you act, and boom, the result is created. Okay, so it is really important to build wealth consciousness instead of focusing on your temperamental mood. Just by being happy, you won't manifest money. And I see this so many times in social media. Like people are saying, I can manifest small things, but I don't know why I can't manifest big things. Because your current consciousness allows you to manifest small things. You think they're possible. But with big things, you haven't built that consciousness yet. And just by being happy, it's not going to work. You're just going to attract more happiness. And I want you to attract more happiness, but with so much more money as well. I hope that helps. I'll see you soon.